All right, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Picked Off. This is week 2. The Gauntlets presents week 2 NFL picks picked off. I'm Denzel Snipes. JJ Jenkins is to your right hand side. JJ, my brother, how you feeling, man?
I made it. No, I'm just congested and I'm tired. I'm not 100%. How about you?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm probably gonna go to the gym right after this. You
Well,
probably should go to sleep.
yeah, called out today. Hopefully, I don't have to call out tomorrow.
All
You
right.
know, but sleep is a good idea. Let's rock and roll.
All right. By the way, I see you got the fresh taper fade. Last week, you was done. You got the taper fade and going on, and you had to be sick today.
You know it. You
But
feel like you feel like a freaking Wolverine when you ain't got no hair. You ain't shaved your
man,
head.
you ain't lying. You are not lying, man. I feel like a whole caveman whenever I don't have a hair. As
Yeah.
soon as I get out of the barbershop, I'm like, man, I'm good now. I'm back to normal. Now I
Okay.
look like somebody's son. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. And then somebody be like, "You look fine."
I'm like, I
You
don't
don't.
know who you're looking at. I have no clue who you're looking at. But
Yeah.
before we get started, everybody out there, follow us at all of our platforms on the Sideline Sports Network, also on Gauntlet Sports Media on YouTube. We are on Facebook, X, Instagram, and we have two for the price of one, two TikToks, Sideline Sports and Sideline Sports One. Sideline Sports One is run by our guy, Jacob Christner. So tune in daily to hear all of his great takes. The Sideline Sports Show Tuesday night, Wednesday night. No episode of Confidential tonight, so we'll be back next week. Of course, tonight is picked off. Tomorrow night, the Sports Insiders with my boy Sean Russi, and of course, the Mainland Gauntlet Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, so let's go ahead and get this started with Thursday night football. Packers are 3.5-point home favorites. So the battle of the one and O's, and we've got Jordan Love and the Packers coming off of a great start to the season when they destroyed the Detroit Lions, and then the Commanders coming in having beaten the rival Giants. JJ, your thoughts about this game and your pick?
So, it's a very interesting game because both these teams had really good and sometimes, and in some cases, great opening days. I'm going to take
Right.
Green Bay this one because I do think they're going to be. I think that they are a better team, even though I do respect the Commanders and what they've done. I do respect how they've started to integrate Debo Samuel, but I like Green Bay at home. I like what I've seen from both of their lines, the offense and defense. And I do like what I see from Jordan Love. We're looking at two quarterbacks that are going to be in the conversations when we talk about the best quarterbacks of today. But I got Green Bay in this one. I'm going to go 28-24.
28-24. Okay.
28-24.
All right. So got 28-24. And so hold on one second. Let me see here. Yeah. No, I don't know if there's gonna be a deal there. Okay, so all right, Commanders, Packers. I'm actually going to take the Pack in this one. Like how they I love how they looked in their win against the Lions in what a lot of people had as the potential game of the day, and it ended up being a complete shellacking. I do think that the Commanders keep it close, though, as well. So I'm right around your ballpark, but I'm going to say 24-21 Green Bay. Don't be surprised if it's a if it's a field goal in the final 30 seconds. So
Yeah.
I'm going to take Green Bay in this one. And moving on, we've got the Rams 5.5-point road faves at Titans. So Cam Ward struggled a little bit last week. Maybe it's just one game, just some growing pains. But Rams team coming off a victory against my Texans. Even though the Texans held them to 14 points, the Rams still did enough to win that ball game. Shout out to them. So Cam Ward, does he get his first NFL victory against Stafford and the Rams? JJ.
So, at the end of the day, he's a rookie. So I think for me personally, I don't look at his season. I just look at what he's doing What does he need to work on? So, and I don't get too high on the losses, just like I don't get too high on the wins. That being said, I do got the Titans going 0-2 today because I do think the Rams are going to start to become much stronger. I did think that the Rams is a team coming into the season that we do need to take notice of. But I got them beating the Titans this game. I actually because we're still early in the season, I'm a little iffy on that spread. But I could see it happening because of their ability to run the football. And with Puka Nakua healthy, even though he had some scares in that game, him and Stafford, as Devontae figures it out, I think they're going to be too strong for these Tennessee Titans.
All right, and okay, so you're gonna take the Rams in this one. I'm gonna take the Rams as well. The Titans, surprisingly, because they only lost by 8 points to the Denver Broncos. Although one could easily say that Denver just kind of dominated that ball game. But with that being said, I think Cam Ward surprisingly keeps it close. But I'm gonna take the Rams in this one. Puka Nakua went off for a buck 30 last week against a top five Texans defense from last season. She's everybody, and uh, I think that he does the same against the Titans. The Titans do have a stingy defense, not as strong as Houston's, but I can see Nakua doing the same thing to the Titans on the road. I'm gonna say 26-20 Rams.
I'll
And
even give my score. I'll stay around there too. 25-20.
okay. All right. And so next game we've got the Jaguars at the Bengals. Bengals are 3.5 point home faves. So both teams are coming off wins. Who takes this one? Can T Law roll into the jungle and stun the Bengals?
Interesting. Jacksonville had a really, really good game this past time. It was a weird game because they had a delay for about, I think, an hour, 2 hours, or what have you. But I do think the Bengals are going to win this game. I think the Bengals are going to continue to gel and continue to figure it out. As you know, they are my seventh playoff team, so I do think that they're going to notch their second victory on this one. And I actually will take that spread because I think they'll win by a touchdown. I think they'll win 38-24. I mean, not 31-24.
21-24? Okay, then. All right. Yeah, let me take the Bengals in this one as well. Um, Travis Etienne is the big dog in the backfield. I actually think that he's going to do some damage. He may even be the best player for the Jaguars on Sunday, but it
Right.
won't be enough. Um, the Bengals, Joe Burrow is still Joe Burrow.
Mm-hmm.
Quiet game from Jamar Chase, but I expect him to pick it up this game. I got the Bengals to cover, but I'm going to take them by 2 touchdowns in this one. Actually, I'm going to say the Bengals 20. Not exactly 2 touchdowns. I take them by 10. I'll say Bengals 24-14. I think Chase. Gets away from a slow start. T. Higgins go off. I mean, they won't like totally throw a party, but they'll have a comfortable victory.
Gotcha.
And next game, we're gonna see the Browns at the Ravens now. The Ravens are 10, but where have we seen this before, JJ? The Ravens double-digit home favorites against the Browns, but the Browns-Ravens games you can't take lightly. They tend to deliver. So, your thoughts about this game?
So, as we know, the Ravens honestly were a couple plays away from being 1-0. They're a team that doesn't look like a team that's going to be a team that needs to figure it out in terms of like getting their offense and defense together. Cleveland, Flacco returns home. These games are haywire and they are interesting. As we know, Baltimore lost in Cleveland last year, thanks to a few drops on several occasions on offense and defense. It's a high spread. And for my sake, I will take the money line instead because we all know I do not like double digit spreads. That's not really my thing. And even if it's my team, that's still not my thing. But I do think the Ravens are going to win this game. I think they're going to actually, you know, they're going to have some moments because we know that these teams can actually go know each other. It's going to probably be like 14-10 or something come halftime. But I've got the Ravens to win this game, and I think they're going to seal it with an interception off Joe Flacco. and I'm going to give them the win 28-17.
Okay. All right. I'm going to take the Ravens in this one. This will be a bounce back game for the Ravens from the thriller last Sunday night. But I will say this much is I think that this game will end up delivering. Somehow I can see David Njoku having a 2 touchdown game, at least 1 touchdown. But somehow I can see him having 2 scores. But in the end, it'll be the Ravens, and it'll be a win that they need. Um, I'm along with you. I think it comes down. I think it comes down late, that late Flacco interception. But I'm gonna say 28-21 Ravens in this one. They get a much needed victory, and it'll be another classic Browns Ravens shootout. Go ahead.
It's going to be a huge watch to look at when it comes to Myles Garrett on this offensive line, because he has been a problem. No matter what season, what offensive line we've put out, when it comes to these Browns, the number one person that I'm often most concerned about on this team is him, because he has the ability to change the game. He has shown in consistency that he knows how to dominate the Ravens offensive line. So and it's not sure if we're going to have Patrick Ricard this weekend. That's a big person that we would like to have in a physical battle like this.
Okay. All right. And we'll go on to our next game here. So the Bills are 6.5-point road faves at Jets. So the Jets kept it close, but they lost by 2 to Aaron Rodgers Steelers. Aaron Rodgers dialing back the clock and throwing for 4 tutties on them. Well, now they've got the Bills visiting, coming off of the Sunday night thriller victory versus the Ravens. So Josh Allen looking to get the party started in the AFC East against Justin Fields' Jets. JJ, what do you got, man?
So the Bills, as we just discussed, they're fresh off a thrilling victory coming back from against the Baltimore Ravens. Very interesting matchup with the New York Jets. There's a lot of familiarity here, and I will say, but it's going to be interesting. I'm looking at this game. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a fun game. I think the Bills are going to win this game, but I'm going to take the Jets to cover. I don't think that they're going to lose by a touchdown. I do think they'll probably lose this game somewhere around 27-24. I do think that dual threat quarterbacks present a problem for majority of the defenses today, and especially a defense like Buffalo, because even though they've seen Lamar Jackson, we've seen what happens when he runs the read option and he uses his legs. He uses his arm a lot more now, but we're talking about a quarterback that still does use his legs. And so if he still uses his legs, Justin Fields has the ability to make some plays to keep this close. So 27-24 Buffalo.
All right. I'm actually going to say 27-23 Buffalo. However, if there's a prop bet of who's going to get more rushing yards in this game between Josh Allen and Justin Fields, I'm taking Justin Fields. So I don't know, JJ. You may have to let me know about the prop bets as the game approaches. But if there's one for Justin Fields getting more rushing yards, I'm going to take that one. But I'm going to take the Bills 27-23. The Bills go 1-0 in the division. They move to 2-0 overall. Next game. Dolphins 1.5-point favorites hosting the Patriots, coming off of a horrible loss in Indianapolis. 1.5-point favorite. Now, I did say last week, hey, did Vegas know something we didn't know, having Indy as a 1.5-point favorite, and they destroyed Miami. So once again, does Vegas know something we don't know, giving them, making them home favorites against Drake May and company? JJ?
You know, it's interesting because the Patriots lost. They have some growing pains. These are two teams that, are in the process of figuring it out phase. And I do think the Dolphins are going to put up a little bit of a better showing, but I'm actually going to take the Patriots to win this game. I think that they have the better defense, and I think their defense is going to prevail to make that decisive switch of momentum with a turnover. And I've got them winning this game. I've got this team, this being a heavy turnover on both sides by way of fumbles and interceptions. So I've got this game as a win, 21-17. I got them, the Patriots.
All right. I'm going to take the Patriots as well in this one. I think, oh, man, and shout out to John Shearer. We were talking about this one. The Dolphins appear to be a dumpster fire already. Some may even point to the last game of the last season. That's the when it started. I think Mike McDaniels has lost the locker room. If not, he's that close to losing the locker room. I expect the Patriots to roll in this one. I've got them winning 27-10. I think Drake May throws a party on the Dolphins, and if he isn't already on the hot seat, Mike McDaniel should be on the hot seat definitely after this game. It's one thing to have Daniel Jones of all people, go off on you, but
Right.
then if they lose to Drake May in this fashion, he'll be the talk of the week, if not one of the top talks of the week. Moving on. 49ers 4.5-point road faves in the Superdome at the Saints. Now here's the deal. Kittle's on IR and Purdy is questionable for this game. So could this turn into a Saints victory? Can Spencer Rattler finally get a win as a starter? JJ.
I'll take them to cover, but I don't think them to win. Because I do think while Kittle's going to be gone, I think Brock Purdy's still going to be. I think Brock Purdy's going to play. And I think if Brock Purdy's going to play, I'll give him a chance because I do think that he is going to be able to manage this game better than Spencer Rattler. Spencer didn't look too bad, though.
He didn't.
Spencer actually looked pretty decent as like a better than probably anticipated, given even though he played the Cardinals, given the way he kind of started off. He wasn't inaccurate. Like his line, his play didn't look like what you were expecting. You thought he was going to bomb. You thought he was going to throw up. You thought he was going to be like horrible. He wasn't bad, but I'll take them to win. To lose. Excuse me. I've got them losing 17-14. 49ers.
Okay. So you got the 49ers winning?
Yep.
Okay. All right. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and go on the assumption that Purdy plays on Sunday. Kittle out is a huge loss, but also at the same time, I mean, this is a. I'm not going to say the Saints are a wreck team. Okay, it's just a quarterback room, but I don't know. I'm not ruling out an upset, but I'm going to take the 49ers in this one until further notice. I think Purdy. I'm going to assume that Purdy plays in this one. Now it'll be closer. It'll be closer. I don't expect it to be high scoring. I'm going to say 20-17 49ers. So the Saints do not cover.
All right. I like it.
Giants at Cowboys. Cowboys are 5.5-point favorites. Probably don't need to spend too much time on this one. Prescott usually owns the Giants, but do you see anything different, JJ?
I don't think the Giants are going to have as bad of an outing as before, but I do got the Dak Prescott Dallas Cowboys winning this game, and I won't take that. I'll take the Giants to cover because I think they're going to lose this game 21, Cowboys 24.
Okay. All right. I'm going to take the Cowboys in this one. I'll take them by a little bit more because I mean, yeah, they do have Russell Wilson. They have but Russell struggled so much. And I know a lot of it was his line. He struggled so much at Washington. I don't think now. I think he'll probably have an easier time because that monster number 11 ain't in Dallas anymore. It's going to be on his receivers to get separation. It's going to be on Devin Singletary to get yards in chunks
Yep.
up the middle. Also, Cam Scatterboo's not a bad weapon for him, but I'm going to take the Cowboys in this one. I'll take the Cowboys 27-17. I'd say it might be tied going into the fourth quarter, and then the Cowboys will score 10 to win. That's my prediction on that one. All right, next game. Lions 5.5-point home faves hosting the Bears. So is this a bounce back game for the Lions after they came out completely flat last week against the Packers?
Yes. I have them winning this game big time because I think they are the better team. They are the team that understands. They are the team that knows who they are. Still some growing pains with this new offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator, but I don't think it's going to be too much for them to stop them win this game. But it is going to be interesting because they have familiarity playing against this coach who has been I'm going to take them to win this game 27-20.
Oh, so the Bears keep it close. Okay, then. Um,
Yeah.
Caleb looked good for one quarter on Monday night. At one point, he was 10 of 10 for 86 yards. We thought we saw a brand new Caleb, and he had that run-in touchdown to put the Bears up, opening drive TD. Then he completely disappeared. I mentioned it last night on the Sideline Sports Show. Off target on 47% of his passes. All drop back passes. That's not good at all. Now you're going up against a defense who, when they get it together, just as good. I mean, you figure they got Hutchback and Zaloni still back there. You still got Kirby Joseph and everybody else in the secondary. I don't see anything different for the Bears. The Lions bounce back and get a victory in this one and move to 1-1 in overall and in the division. Yeah, I'm going to take the Lions 24-20. Next game, we've got the Seahawks traveling. In the ever rare, the Seahawks traveling to the Steelers. I think this is a 12 p.m. I think this is a 12 p.m. game. But it's the rare Seattle Seahawks playing in a 1 p.m. Central game. 1 p.m. Eastern game. I'm sorry. But Rodgers throws 4 TDs. What time is that game?
Are you saying 12 p.m. your time?
Yeah, it's 12 p.m. my time.
I have to remember that, but it's like, okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
you're right. It's an early game. It's a 1 p.m. game.
Yeah, so the Seattle Seahawks are playing the all rare early game,
Correct.
So Rodgers tossed 4 touchdowns against his old team last week, and he electrified the home crowd facing the Hawks. Steelers are 2.5-point faves. You like that line, JJ?
Yeah. Because I think, I do like this matchup because I think that these teams are not bad. I think these teams are going to give us a competitive game. I do think that Pittsburgh is going to win this game, but I think it's going to be a game where both teams are going to have some highs and who's going to have some lows. I think the defenses are going to be – it's going to be a game of field position. I think scoring is going to be like 2 touchdowns per team, making it a low-wing scoring game. But I'm going to go with the actual what's their name again? Pittsburgh Steelers, 20-20, Seattle Seahawks 17. Okay. It's a good game. I like it.
Yeah, it should be a good game. I'm going to take the Steelers. I'm going to take the Steelers 28-26. So the Hawks don't cover. They surprisingly keep it close. But at the end, it'll be Aaron Rodgers' possible game-winning drive, as a matter of fact. The Seattle Seahawks do have Sam Darnold. We saw what Sam Darnold could do last year. And keep in mind that this year he's got JSN as his receiver. But I can see JSN detonating on the Steelers defense. But in the end, don't be surprised if it's an Aaron Rodgers game-winning drive. I'm gonna say 28-26 Steelers. Right. Next game. So the Broncos are actually 1.5-point road faves at Colts. But can they go 2 straight against? Can the Colts go 2 straight against Bo Nix and company? Of course, as mentioned earlier, Daniel Jones went crazy on the Miami Dolphins last week. Can the Colts stun the Broncos?
Very interesting, right? We probably would have thought last week before that last game happened that the Broncos are going to, have their way on this game, because we do look at it on a, week-to-week basis. Personally, I'm going to still say I think I'm going to take Denver with this game, and I think Denver is going to have a better game. I do think Daniel's going to make some mistakes. I do think Daniel is going to have a harder time going and scoring in this defense than the defense he had just faced, because Miami's defense is decent. Denver's defense is actually pretty good. And for that fact alone, I'm going to take the Broncos to win this game. I'm going to take them to win this game 24-10.
Okay. I'm with you on this one. I mean, at the end of the day, it's Daniel Jones, okay? The sun shines on the dog's ass sometime, You are
so rude.
The bottom, it's DJ, man. The bottom's going to fall out. So, and I'm not just saying that because the Colts are in my division or anything. I just like Bo Nix. And I got him on fantasy football, so I'm hoping he goes off on the Colts defense. But
Right.
Broncos and it'd be really nice if you could throw to Marvin Mims about 25 times on Sunday. I'll take the Broncos in this one. Something about the Colts, man. They tend to keep things close. I think it will be close, but not because of Daniel Jones. It may be close because of Jonathan Taylor. But I'll take the Broncos in this one. I'm gonna say
Right.
Broncos 20. I'm gonna say Broncos 23-17. It'll come down to a final drive stop by the Broncos defense. So I got the Broncos winning in this one. And in the next game, we've got the Panthers traveling to face the Cardinals. Cardinals are 6.5 point faves. Who do you got?
I'm going to take Arizona in this one because I think that they are. I like them. I like Kyler to be a little bit better. I think he's going to get a little bit more flow with Marvin Harrison. Trey McBride is a stout young tight end, similar to Brock Bowers. Those are his top two targets, and I think he had a pretty decent showing against the Saints. This is a good team to go against to try to go 2-0. I do think it's going to be a close game, though. I'll take the Panthers to cover because I actually have them losing this game. I do think it's going to be a little high scoring. So I'm going to go 35-31.
Ooh, okay. I actually am gonna take the Panthers in this one. I think Bryce Young outplays Murray, if only a little bit. But I'm gonna take the Panthers in a stunner on this one. I think it's gonna come down to a Kyler Murray mistake late in the game. Give me the Panthers 30-24.
Nice.
And now we have, and it's a shame James isn't here, but I guess we're gonna cover it. Super Bowl 59 rematch. Eagles are 1.5 point faves at Arrowhead. Can Barkley walk into a hostile Arrowhead crowd and go bananas? Or will Mahomes get his lick back? JJ?
I'm going to take Philadelphia in this one. I do think that they are in a better situation coming into the season than the Chiefs. We've seen what Justin Herbert did with his legs on top of his arm, and now we're going for another quarterback who has a stout offensive line who uses his legs and using his arm.
Right.
I do think that that's going to be too much for them, and I'm looking forward to seeing their defense against the Chiefs because I'm excited to see how the Chiefs are going to step it up. But I actually got Philadelphia win this game, and I'll take them to cover that spread because I actually think this is going to be a game that they're going to actually be a really strong in. And I could see them winning this game 28-14. And that's what I'm going to go with.
So you only got Mahomes hanging 14 points. Okay. All right. All right.
I don't like – I've seen a little bit of the pressure that the Chargers was getting on them. And I also seen what the offense of the Los Angeles Chargers was doing to them. Time of possession is number one thing that Philadelphia does.
Yep.
So at the end of the day – and they always say, if you want to be Mahomes, limit opportunities. They did that. And I think they can do it again. And I also think if they can do it again, I think right now the weaponry is not the same. I don't know if Xavier Worthy is playing, but even if he was playing or not, I do think the trenches are going to cause Mahomes to make a mistake. And I think that's why I do think that it's going to be not as dominating as the Super Bowl, but I think this is a bad matchup for them. I do think that this is a bad matchup for Kansas City. And I'm going to take the Chiefs to win this game.
All right. Well, you taking the Chiefs or the Eagles?
I meant the Eagles. Sorry,
the Eagles. Okay. I'll be pulling for Philadelphia, but I got a feeling Mahomes pulls it out. Very rarely does Mahomes drop two straight. And
that's crazy, right?
Yeah. You know what I mean. Now, the Chargers got fortunate last week. Now, listen, that's not to downgrade them or anything like that. That was a great win they had down there in Brazil against their rivals. But I got the Chiefs on this one. I do think Saquon Barkley runs wild, but this game may come down to who has the ball last, and I'm going to give it to Mahomes. It's going to come down to, I'd say, a walk-off Harrison Butker field goal. Give me the Chiefs 30-27. And now for Sunday Night Football, the Vikings 4.5 point favorite. How did you like JJ? Hold on. How did you like fourth quarter JJ McCarthy? You probably didn't like first, second, and third quarter McCarthy. But fourth quarter McCarthy, and that's why I was saying last night on the Sidelines Sports Show that JJ McCarthy, the Bears defense made him look like Tebow. Terrible for three quarters and great in the fourth. you know. But he has his first home start facing Michael Penix and the Falcons. So who do you have in this one, JJ?
This is actually going to be a very fun game because at the end of the day, Michael Penix almost had a chance to win his game. And it wasn't as if they didn't have a chance that he was having. If Michael Penix went toe to toe with the Baker Mayfield Tampa Bay Buccaneers and they did a good job, Jay, you just recapped the amazing feats that JJ McCarthy just did. I also think we have to give credit to the offensive coordinators for both of these teams because they were knowing they're accentuating their players' strength. I am going to go with Michael Penix and the Falcons in this one because I do think it's good. What I like to see about them is I think they're going to use Bijan heavily in this game since they know that Brian Flores likes to blitz, and I think Bijan is going to have a great game leading them to victory. I'm going to go 28-27.
All right. I'm gonna take the I'm gonna take the Falcons in this one. However, I do think that it comes close. Um, Bijan Robinson absolutely went crazy last week to include 6 receptions for 100 yards and a long score. No, Jacob was happy about that one, but yeah, I'm gonna take the Falcons in this one. But the Vikings do keep it close. I don't think it comes down to a JJ McCarthy mistake. I think it might be a bit of a defensive letdown, but Michael Penix, I think they do throw a Penix party, and he does his thing against the Vikings. I can foresee the Falcons. I say 27-20. I'm going to take the Dirty Birds in this one. And now for our part one of our Monday Night Football doubleheader. Texans 2.5-point home faves against the Buccaneers. A rematch of the classic from 2 years ago. So can Stroud and the Texans pick up their first win of the year?
Yes. Yes. Because I think they also understand they have one thing going that they've been trying to get going since CJ Stroud got there. And you just give this guy time. Just let him get his legs back. Because once Nick Chubb gets his legs back, everything else is going to flow for this team. And I did see him start to get it as the game wore on. I do got you guys winning this game against the Buccaneers, even though I think it's going to be a tough one. I don't think it's going to be easy. I think you're going to have to score some points. But I think you guys are going to be able to run the football and be able to get some points. I actually can see Nick Chubb getting 100 yards and a touchdown or two. Mm-hmm. And I've got you guys winning this game. I'm going to go 31-27.
31-27? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Of course, I'm going to take us in this one, but yes, it's going to be tough. As a matter of fact, I think the game goes to overtime. Mayfield, back in his home state playing ball, he's going to be hyped up. Of course, the Texans crowd is going to be electric. But the Buccaneers play tough, and I think it goes to overtime. I think it comes down to a Kyrie Fairbairn field goal, 27-24 Houston, in another thriller. It's almost like, the Texans and Bucs should play each other every year. And now for part two of Monday Night Football, the Bolts are 3.5-point road faves at Las Vegas. The Raiders, both of them coming off of wins last week. So who wins in Sin City? Is it going to be Justin Herbert? Or is it going to be that Geno Smith?
What's interesting is that the teams know each other and the coaches know each other because they were doing the exact same thing in the exact same division, just on the NFC side. AFC West from NFC West. It's so awesome. I think this is going to be.
Don't forget about their Pac-10 days in college ball.
And then the Pac-10 days. And Jim Harbaugh has always been a thorn in Pete Carroll's side.
Yes.
He has always been someone that Pete has traditionally, he's gotten off on him sometimes because we saw the Legion of Boom and stuff. But during those Legion of Boom days, he was still taking some L's to those San Francisco 49ers that were Jim Harbaugh's team. So I love this matchup. I don't look at these quarterbacks and think that they're going to be anything less because I believe in their coaches and how they manage their teams. I think Geno's going to give us a good game. And I think Justin's going to give a good game. We said it last week. Justin, what you going to do against the Chiefs? And he showed up big time. I do have the Chargers winning this game. I've got them winning on the field goal, and I'm going to take them to win this game 31-30, and I'm taking them over the Raiders. I'm taking the Raiders to cover this spread.
Okay. All right. This is going to be a tough one. This is definitely going to be a tough one. I'm going to take the Raiders in this one. I think the Raiders surprise everyone and go to 2-0.
I know that's
Uh,
right.
Geno Smith, and he went all he hit. I think he went for almost 300 yards last week at New England. And so he won't go for that much against the Chargers stingy defense, but he'll do just enough to win. Now, there is that inevitable Geno interception, but I think it comes early in the game, maybe right around the second quarter, but it won't come late. It will come down to a field goal, and I say Raiders will win. You know what? You said 31-28.
Yep.
I got the same score.
31-30. 31-30.
31-30? Okay, I
Yeah.
got 31-28 Raiders in this one. And it might be a walk-off field goal for this one. So the Raiders, I got them going to 2-0. Chargers will drop to 1-1. And ladies and gentlemen, that is our show. Thank you for tuning in to Picked Off. Tune in to the Gauntlet on Friday. We'll have all your favorite sports moron of the week. Of course, our topics. Gauntlet Grinders returns into the fold, as well as our like I said, non-sports topic. I said non-sports, and of course the main topic. You know how the lineup works. Also, next week for Picked Off, week 3 NFL week 3 picks. So for JJ Jenkins, I am Denzel Snipes, and we will see you all next week. Well, we'll see you on Friday for the Gauntlet. Be there.